Hi, Dr. Calvin with CaneRx. In this video, I want to talk about using the compression to distension technique for issues involving the elbow, the forearm, or the wrist. And so this is those issues involving those tennis elbow and that golfer's elbow, or those epicondylitis issues where you've got the pain in the outside of the elbow or the inside of the elbow, where you've got just straight issues in the forearm muscles themselves, or if you've got issues in the wrist, whether they be problems moving the wrist and those carpal tunnel syndromes. We're going to want to use this technique to eradicate any issues, any friction, any scar tissue, any contracture issues in those muscles involving the forearm. There's a bunch of different muscles in this side and this side. It's called your extensor wad on this side, called your flexor wad on this side. It's a bunch of different muscles, all wanting to glide independently, all starting from a common spot and then spanning out and having various attachments when it gets down to the wrist on both sides, all wanting to sort of glide smoothly with one another. If scar tissue contracture starts to build up to be too thick, it starts to prohibit that sliding and we start to get stressed. Sometimes it gives it away and we got pain right in here in the extensor wad, right here in the flexor wad. But oftentimes it will manifest in those origins, in those epicondyle centers, or what we'd call golfer's elbow or tennis elbow, or it'll manifest in those tendon attachments into the wrist. And so great technique. We're going to use that with any and all of those symptoms as part of either the one that's going to help fix it, or at least part of a comprehensive protocol to help your recovery in those areas. So I've got the cane here fully collapsed, and what I'm going to do is actually pull it apart first, because I'm going to remove the balls for this. You don't have to, and you can use the balls in the compression aspect, and I'll show you a little bit of how to do that, but I'm going to remove them from now, and I'm going to use the cane in my favorite position of all, and it's going to be the scissor function. I absolutely love this feature, and what makes the cane, it's unique already, but this makes it really completely unique. And we're going to be able to sort of pin that into that last hole. That's what that last hole in the cane is for. And now we've got two opposing poles here, one with the roller stick and one with the receiver end. We're going to come over here, and now I'm going to lay that on my lap. You can hook that up on your shoulder if you'd like to create the stability that way, but I am just going to put it on my lap for simplicity purposes. I'm going to start right behind that bone there on your wrist. I'm going to start right behind it, and that's where I'm going to apply the first compression. The beauty of the scissor function is I get to work the reciprocal muscle groups for this exercise. So I get to work the extensors at the same time I'm working the flexors. So I'm knocking out two birds, one stone, and I'm simply going to compress to that threshold. Now, obviously, as I'm compressing these structures anywhere along this line, but especially down at this area, I will be compromising some tunnels for nerves and arteries and veins as well, making my hand maybe go white or look or feel a little numb. A little bit of that is okay, but a lot of that, give it a break and allow that to reperfuse. So I'm going to start here, and I'm going to just scissor this. I'm going to just press down and compress that, both ends at the same time. Get to that threshold. I'm going to let that fade. Now watch my wrist. After the fade occurs, now I'm going to give it a little bit of a wiggle. And that just acts as a sort of an ironing effect on those tendons. And then I'm going to move that up. Again, my fraction of an inch, half inch, quarter of an inch. I'm going to do the same section, do the same thing to that section. And I'm just going to walk this back all the way up that forearm, and until I get to those epicondyles, and I even want to work them. And so I'm going to get that arm all the way through there, and I'm going to create some compression there. And then I even like to get up in the arm itself, or that region, this region past the elbow. I'll even go past that a little bit. And so I'll create same kind of compression up that arm, and I can do it just on the side there, and I could do it on the for the front and back, getting a little bit of that distal bicep and some of that tricep stuff in there as well, just making sure I'm just being very comprehensive with where I create that distension to get those tendons all broken up, or the scar tissue in the tendons, to get those tendons where they're sliding nice and smooth again. I'm going to follow this up with some stretches, so watch that video. And we always want to follow up with some isometrics to just revive the recruitment processes within those muscles in time. So in the beginning, especially if those epicondylitis issues are real tender, we're just going to do the compression distension followed by the stretching. But make sure you go from the distal part, so the furthest away from you, back towards your heart. You always want to work that direction. And we do want to make sure that we finish on those epicondyles. Now, real quick, I want to show you with doing it with the cork balls. So we're going to put one on that end, and then we're also going to run one through on the roller end. And now I just got a little bit of leverage here, so I can use that on either side, the flexor or extensor wad side. So I can put that in one side and put that in the other, and now it just creates a little bit more leverage to get just a little bit better angle on there. Whatever you're comfortable with, you can just take the one ball out and just do the ball on the bottom. If you feel like maybe I'm getting too much here, it's disproportional, I feel it too much here, but not enough here, the ball's going to help you equal that out a bit for you. So anyways, go ahead and give that a shot. Leave any questions, comments down below. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.